Hey guys, this is Dan with another graphic novel review. This time I'm reviewing They Called Us Enemy by George Takei. This is a new graphic novel that's about the internment of the Japanese during World War II. Now, I know that at the time I was in school, and I'm sure, a lot of others, they never taught us about the imprisonment of Japanese Americans during World War II. It was just kind of something that the U.S. was ashamed of, and they just didn't want to admit that they had done this wrong to its own citizens. So it was very fascinating to read this and learn the details of what exactly happened. I do know, it's kind of weird that I know that they taught us in history class that German Americans were discriminated against during World War II, but they didn't lock them up in camps. I know that they were distrustful of them, but they didn't, say, hey, yeah, we're gonna, because you guys are, descendants of people we're at war with, we're gonna lock you up in camps. Not like they did to the Japanese Americans, and it's very disgraceful and kind of, I don't know if there's any amount of money, that they could have done to repay the people that this had happened to. But George Takei, he tells his story. He was a little boy at the time that this had happened, so he kind of remembers it through a lens, but then later in life when he was a teen, he would talk to his father about it, and his father was more than willing to share with him the details, because, when you're a little kid, you don't really see things as they are, and he points that out in this book. He points out that, his father told him and his brother that they were going on a vacation, they were going on an adventure, and his mom tried her best, which is really touching and really sad. She used what available space she had in her suitcase to pack them like goodies to try to make it seem like, they really were going on a vacation, and tried to make it as comfortable for them as she could. Knowing that they were taken from their homes, everything in their homes were sold and taken away from them, and they show how they were forced to sleep in horse stalls, that smelled of manure, and until they were, put into assigned bunkers throughout the country. So it was really sad and tragic, and then to have to live your life like this during, so many years that World War II went on. Very tragic. This is worthwhile reading, and I don't have AdSense as of now, but I know how YouTube operates. YouTube, if you put anything about World War II history, they automatically demonetize you, so I probably won't be able to monetize this video in the future because the subject matter, because that's just the way YouTube is. They always demonetize anything that has to do with World War II. Even though this is an educational thing, we're talking about history here, and it's not glorifying anything to do with World War II. I was originally going to rate this 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, but then when I got towards the end and George Takei was talking about his role in meeting different leaders, it really touched me how a lot of the things that happened because of what happened to the Japanese Americans' incarceration, because sometimes it's called the incarceration of the Japanese, because they were basically prisoners, they weren't allowed to leave. And because of that, there was something that just happened recently in present day when Trump tried to make it so that Muslim people could not come to America because and because of that, there was a ruling made because of what wrongs had been done to the Japanese Americans, that they couldn't do that in the future based on someone's race or your cultural beliefs, that they couldn't exclude somebody like that. So I thought that was very touching, and yes, this is it. I'm crying because this was really sad, and it's a really tragic book. I don't want to share too much with you. I don't want to spoil it, but it is worth picking up and reading. And now I'm super embarrassed because like I didn't want that to slip on camera. But it is well worth picking up and checking out. I really enjoyed this. It is something that you should read. If you're an American citizen, you definitely should read this because it's something that they didn't teach us in school. They didn't teach us that they did this, that they excluded these people based on their race alone. Because he talks about how it wasn't just like new immigrant Japanese Americans. It wasn't people who were born in Japan. Like, they were included too, but it was like people who were, born in Japan but raised in America. There were people who were born in America even that were a part of this. Like, you could have been like so many generations of Japanese American born in America, and they put those people in the camps too. So, yeah, it was a really, really shitty thing that FDR had done with a lot of other people in the government, and it was just not cool. Like, how could you do that? Like, and he even mentions how so many Japanese Americans had tried to enlist after they heard about Pearl Harbor because they wanted to fight for their country, the country that they were born into, the country that they knew and loved. And they also mentioned how, like, a lot of people were kind of, like, not really feeling like they were real Americans with how could our country do this to us, So many, like, different emotions and so many things going on. You guys have got to check this out. I can't say too much more about it. I really don't want to spoil it, but it's powerful. Let's just say that. I rated this 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It is worth picking up and checking out. It's kind of like Mouse. It's got that historical impact going for it. Also, I like the way that it was kind of drawn, kind of like manga, because it kind of tributes the fact that they were Japanese in that aspect. I'm not a big fan of black and white. It's very rare for me to give a graphic novel that's black and white such a high rating. I just don't like black and white comics. But, it is great. It is worth picking up and reading. Of course, as always, I will have a link down below for you guys to pick up a copy for yourselves. US, UK, and Canada. The Amazon link should work for you. No one has told me if it does not work. Yeah, I don't know that it does not work for UK and Canada. I haven't gotten any feedback on it. If it doesn't work for you and for all other nations, I do have a book depository link that you can shop through. Any and all purchases made through those links greatly help out my channel, and I appreciate everyone who has helped out by buying stuff through those links. It really helps me out. I got the views, I just don't have the subs. I'm almost at 500 subs. And I'm thinking about doing like a 500 subs QA thing, but I don't know like if you guys would be wanting to do that, because I know that out of my nearly 500 subscribers that I feel like hardly half of them even watch these videos, so I don't know. It is what it is. If you came here looking for graphic novel reviews, go ahead and hit that subscriber button. While you're there, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos. That's all I got for you guys. Till next time, I'll be geeking out.